Previously on Avatar Legends. The group made their way to Yudao, arriving at the small fishing port town, busy with ships constantly coming and going. Among them, one vessel immediately stood out. A ship bearing a strange Fifth Nation insignia, marked in red but accented with green and blue, making it feel unfamiliar and suspicious. The town itself was lively, filled with market stalls selling meats, vegetables, and various goods. A cabbage merchant proudly displayed an A placard to show the quality of his food, while nearby, a suspicious figure wandered around with a trench coat full of jewelry. While exploring, Riku wandered into a modest pottery shop that at first glance seemed fairly basic but contained some surprisingly high-quality work. Inside, he heard the steady roar of a pottery wheel and saw a hunched-over craftsman at work. The man named Diago demonstrated a fascinating technique using water bending to shape the clay and then flash freeze the outer layer of the vase, turning it into a crystal-like structure. Though he described himself as a simple potter, his skill was clearly refined. He shared that he had studied in Ba Sing Se, and that it had taken him 5 years just to learn how to properly separate mud for pottery. The interaction turned briefly social, with Tiago pulling out a pipe and offering something green, which Riku entertained for a moment before being pulled away by the rest of the group. They regrouped soon after, now hungry and ready to continue. Newton began searching for an old friend named Lug, but instead found himself in danger. As he looked around town, he caught wind that members of the Southern Water Tribe were actively searching for him. He didn't recognize their faces, but recognized the tattoos from a gang he had crossed paths with in the past. The group decided to split, leaving Newton momentarily alone while the others moved towards a more advantage point, circling back in position. As Tilin and Yukio maneuvered for a better vantage point, the attackers made their move, pinning Newton with a wall of water. Prepared this time, Newton remained patient and responded with precision. He turned and struck with a water knife in a fast swoop, then raised a water shield to defend himself. The first attacker to engage him became impaired and frustrated as Newton's movements flowed seamlessly. The attackers escalated, forming a wall of ice and then combining their efforts into a shield, using the nearby ocean. Tilin responded by unleashing a fire whip to attempt to break through the shield and grapple them. Newton adapted by flowing with the water, releasing his shield to carry him along the currents. Yukio supported by freezing the enemy's feet in place with creeping ice, then striking the ground and extending the water outward through his fingers. As the battle intensified, Newton rode the waves with fluid control while Riku, having initially entered in a darker and more sullen mood, attempted to join the fight with earthbending. His first attempt failed as he slipped and fell face first, but he quickly recovered. Regaining momentum, he used a rock glove to strike an enemy with a heavy slap followed by a backhand. Newton shattered what remained of the ice wall and began to pressure and intimidate the opponents, with Yukio following up by kicking the ice up from the ground, grabbing it, and swinging it back into an enemy's body with force. Tilin pushed himself further, channeling intense heat into flame knives, using a meat tenderizer as a conduit, burning through fatigue as the weapons glowed dangerously hot. Within just 2 minutes, the fight completely turned around. The attackers, now fully exhausted, surrendered and tossed the group a sack containing 12 silver pieces. It was a decisive victory that showcased the group's growing strength and coordination. After the fight, Riku led everyone to a tea shop called the Twinkling Dragon. Though plain on the outside, it had a steady flow of customers and a surprisingly refined interior that immediately resonated with him. Upstairs, an attic space had been repurposed into a private VIP area, giving the feeling of a personal tea palace. The shop style reflected a regal earthbending aesthetic, and Riku seemed completely in his element there, while Tilin and Yukio took in the atmosphere more quietly and Newton simply relaxed despite his usual near lacking of clothing. The group spent time unwinding, sharing tea that had a pale red hue with a subtle rose aftertaste. Yukio experimented by chilling the tea into a slushy consistency, which intrigued Riku enough to try it himself, adding sugar to enhance the flavor. Plates of meat buns were brought out, along with sweet buns, and the meal proved to be exceptionally satisfying. During this time, the group confronted Newton about his reputation as the laziest member of his tribe, according to the attackers. Despite gaining no real answers, Newton attempted to provide comfort, and Yukio seemed to accept it, forming a closer bond with him that hinted at a mentor-protege dynamic. The entire tab was covered, thanks to Riku. Afterward, the group made their way to the rendezvous point with Captain Kore, bringing along the caged monkey statue that tied to their mission. They encountered a filthy, rough-looking man shouting about oddities to draw attention, clearly just a front to attract customers. Choosing to proceed, the group boarded a ship that matched the appearance of a proper pirate vessel. On the upper decks, they found an assortment of trinkets and weapons for sale. Yukio discovered common basic scrolls containing Breath of Ice and Creeping Ice techniques, priced at 20 silver, while Riku found an earthbending scroll which he purchased without hesitation due to the low silver cost. Chilin found a practical crab-catching tool, while Nuden bluntly asked her Kore, even getting her name slightly wrong. The group carefully executed their plan. Riku acted as the primary buyer, Yukio the appraiser, Chilin served as the muscle, and Nuden added unpredictability. Captain Kore, clearly dangerous and armed with multiple swords hidden along her body, revealed the second monkey statue, and eventually produced the scroll after some negotiation. Through a mix of intimidation and pressure, the group forced the deal to go through. In exchange, they obtained an incredibly valuable scroll containing 16 techniques, 4 from each nation. It became clear that the monkey statue itself held little real importance. The true price had always been the knowledge within the scroll. As the group disembarked from the ship, their success was immediately interrupted. They were halted by another group of mysterious figures, and in that moment, Yukio recognized them.
Legends untold, legends unfold, in a world searching for balance. In a swamp where we start this tale, 4 people begin a journey to set sail. Where the road goes from here, no one can tell. Together they will not fail. Legends untold, heroes mark their mark in a world tumultuous and in pain. Legends unfold, stories long lost in the struggle and strife of a world searching for balance. Bend the water with lifelong skill and shape ice with twice